10 Steps to Stop Caring Other People Think of You. Have you ever feel fear about what other people think of us? Maybe you do many things in your life with high consideration and always try to please everyone. Sometimes, it makes you feel confused and don't be yourself. For example, you want to go to the party, and you will spend hours to choose clothes to wear. You don't want people to assume negative opinion about you, otherwise, you have several clothes only and like no one could be satisfied people. It's human natura, and it's normal. Almost people experience this, so nothing you need to worry about. But when it becomes too interfere your choice, thought, and decision, maybe you need to watch this video until the end. You will learn about how to stop caring what other people think of you. The Roman Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius observed almost 2,000 years ago, "We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own, whether they are friends, strangers, or enemies." According to this theory, the tendency is natural. But many of us have been indulging the bad habit for a long time, feeling fears about what other people think of us overblown and also rarely worth fretting over. So maybe we need to take deliberate steps to change minds. Philosopher Richard Foley argues in his book entitled Intellectual Trust in Oneself and Others that you trust your own opinions. Your opinions are saturated with and shaped by those of others who are similar to you. Therefore, you trust their opinions as well, whether you want to or not. Thus, for example, if one of your friends says, "This coffee is amazing," your opinion of the product will probably rise, at least a little bit. So paying attention to other people's opinion is understandable and rational in a certain situation. But when you fear about it too much and excessively, allowing it interfere your personal choice and thought too much, it's time to change that habit. 1. Accept and accept. It's simply impossible to avoid any and all judgment to us from other people, no matter how you try and attempt. Assessing other people is a natural part in social interaction, better or worse. So, just expect and accept that people will have opinions of you. That's why prepare yourself ahead of time for other people around you having their opinion about you, such as the way you act, the way you talk, even regarding your choice and decision. Other people will have their own perception of you, whether it's accurate or not, and it's thing you have no control over. You can't control other people's mind, or avoid it anyway. But just accept it and be prepared. It will help to let the incoming critiques roll off your back. 2. Control your feelings. As mentioned earlier, other people might have poor opinion about you, but you does not need to translate it into negative emotions. You can't control how other people perceives you, so just lessen your worry and anxiety over it. It's only their perception. You have to believe in yourself that you are not as poor as their opinion. Take back control over your own feelings. 3. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness techniques are very essential for human being to stay in the present. Besides, mindfulness is also the way to accept how you feel in this moment. By trying to stay in this moment, you can help yourself to cope with many unwanted thoughts and feelings in this life. Some mindfulness strategies you need to try are yoga, meditation, and breathing exercise. 4. Accept that everybody makes mistakes. Everybody can make mistakes because all of us are only human. So remember this in your mind. Therefore you will not too worry about what other people think of you. Perfection is impossible, so judgment for failing to attain perfection is unfair and unhelpful. Just keep in mind that you are also a human that can make mistake. So when other people think badly about you because you can't meet perfection, they made mistake themselves. Sometimes, making mistake also could be the part of self-growth. It becomes the learning opportunities which brings you be a better person. 5. Build confidence. Don't worry about what other people think of you, but otherwise, you need to develop your sense of self and build confidence. Practice self-reflection will be a very powerful tool to build strong identity. Just take time and ask yourself about several questions. Who am I? What do I care about? What do I enjoy? You need to develop a value system so you can provide the strong foundation to live. It's other people's right to critique your action, the way you talk, and the way you behave, but if your confidence and having sense of self go hand in hand will boost your self-esteem and willingness to ignore haters. 6. Don't read other people's mind. Don't try to read other people's mind because you're probably wrong. According to research, while most people have some idea of how they're perceived by others, they still have major blind spots. People might have perception of you, something you might never even considered. Also, the researchers found that the most well-adjusted and emotionally stable people have the least amount of insight into what people think of them. Constantly worrying what other people think of us is not helpful, but it's only stressful. 7. Consider the source. When you hear an opinion from other people about you, consider the source. Some people's opinion are more important than others. Family member that saying about your act and behavior, or a boss concerning with your work. Their opinion about you will be so helpful and productive. But opinion from random stranger complaining about you is not really helpful. 8. You are your own worst critic. We often much harder on ourselves than other people. But on the other hand, research found that most people believe that people judge us more harshly than they actually are. We also tend to believe that one mistake will change other people's perception of you, whether it's good or not. 9. Surround yourself with accepting, supportive people. Surrounded by many people who are consistently judge you will be so exhausting on your mental health. Knowing someone that you love and care has the negative opinion about you is hurtful. Try to develop the relationship with people who accept you and embrace your true self. Even they might give you a little judgment sometimes, but they will help you a lot and really supportive. 10. Consider therapy. The last but not least, when you think that you constantly worrying about other people's negative opinion of us over and over again, and it start interfering your mind, just consider therapy. Therapist will help you developing skills to cope with that situation. With the practice and exercise, you will learn the ways to let go of the unnecessary stress in your life. Is it necessary to think how people perceive us? Putting too much energy in worrying other people's opinion will be detrimental to your self-image and mental health. But in some cases, considering other people's opinion is really helpful. Caring about other people's opinion about our action will help maintaining relationship, especially when your act or behavior are causing the harm for family, friends, co-workers, or other people that you care about.